Are you ready?
Hey peeps, happy Friday. We got some good news, maybe some bad news for some of you. It's good news for me because I don't want to trade Andre Drummond. I wish we could keep him. And we're going to see where this is going to go. But as you see from the thumbnail and why you're here with the video, that the Hawks and the Detroit Pistons have gone their separate ways in trade talks, that the Atlanta Hawks are not going to be getting Andre Drummond. The Hawks were more interested in Steven Adams anyway. Don't know why. A lot of people say Steven Adams is better, and those people smoke crack, which don't smoke crack. You can see right there from Yahoo source Chris Haynes that the deal did not go through. And then right here you guys can see what the Pistons would be getting, and it listed a lot of expiring deals. They wanted Crab, or Crab would have been involved. I don't know if they necessarily wanted Crab, but he was moved in the Jeff Teague deal. So I guess some of the pieces that the Pistons wanted, I guess the Hawks weren't willing to give up. I don't know. I wasn't there. I wasn't part of the trade talks. I don't see anything. I have not seen anything yet of me recording this. Doesn't mean it wasn't talked about, but I haven't heard anything about a draft pick or anything like that. So the Pistons just didn't pull the trigger on it. And here's my reasoning why they didn't do it. For one, that's not a whole lot in return. But you have to look at it this way, okay? Whether you guys think it's right or wrong, Tom Gores wants this team in the playoffs, being relevant in NBA storylines and just being on a platform. And certainly making the playoffs, whether it's the 1 or the 8 seed, and anyone in between. You're guaranteed 4 national televised games where everyone's talking about you, whether you get swept, make it a 7-game series, or even sweep somebody. He wants to be there, just in the playoffs. The Pistons are only, 3 games out of being the 8 seed? And with what we have seen this last week or two with Sekou in the lineup, this team just looks and feels different. It's more exciting to watch. I'm not saying that they're going to climb the mountaintop and make a huge NBA comeback. It's possible. It's very possible. Because Derrick Rose in the last, 6 games, he scored 20 plus. He's looking very, very good. And I think we're onto something with him starting. I've been saying since like 3 weeks after Bruce Brown starting at Porker, I'm like, all right, it's time to put him in the starting lineup. And they did that the other night, and it looked really well. It gets Andre good looks. It gave, guess who, Steve Mihailuk, you thought I was going to say Sekou, but it gave Mihailuk a lot of good open looks because Derrick Rose collapses the defense. They have to go in the paint, and you're getting your shooters open looks. I mean, that's why him, Sekou, and Markieff all had 20-plus points the other night in Boston. Derrick Rose changed the game, and I think that the Pistons are looking at this like, okay, we have a shot at making the playoffs with our highest paid player in Blake Griffin. I don't want to say best player because he did not have a good season, but he was very, very hurt. We'll talk about that later. But with him being out, you still have a shot to make the playoffs. You have a young guy in Sekou you really want to groom. And you have to realize no Reggie, no Luke Kennard, no Blake. I mean, how much time do you guys got? You can keep naming injuries if you want. But those are some of the big pieces that this front office and coaching staff were looking forward to using. So rather, if you guys think that they are or aren't, I don't care. I'm not going to argue with you. But that's what the coaching staff, Tom Gores, Ed Stefanski, and Dwayne Casey were looking forward to working with and developing them or using whatever game plan they had. Now, you have some guys that they probably weren't really looking to depend on in Sekou, Mihailuk, missing somebody, playing Bruce at point guard, are giving him touches at point guard. I mean, it's kind of like a new wave, and I think they're still learning how to use their players. It takes time, but they're building chemistry. And I think if the Pistons can continue to play like they did against Boston, I don't think we'll make any trades blowing this thing up or trading Dre or anyone like that. I think if they can keep playing the way they're playing right now, they stay steady. And worst case scenario, if they don't re-sign Drummond, they get cap space in return. So, again, I was never for trading Andre. I was very mad when I heard that he was in trade talks. But it's the way the NBA works. Not everyone gets dealt. At this point in time, I don't know if he will get dealt. But we'll have to wait and see. Again, I don't have any sources telling me anything. It's all from what you guys can see on Twitter. I highly recommend you get Twitter. You get notified. And most of you guys seen it before I did. So, leave it down in the comments, man. At this point, with Atlanta backing out, do you think we get this deal done? Do you think we move Andre? Or do you think we keep him? Leave it down in the comments. Instagram, Twitter, DSA members in the description. And then come back tomorrow because we're going to be talking about Sekou, Derrick Rose, Luke, and more Andre Drummond stuff tomorrow on Above the Rim. So you don't want to miss any of that stuff out. But be sure to come back for that one. Without further ado, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.